Map showing where polio is eradicated in 2017. In green, we can see where the World Health Organization certified it's polio free. So basically everywhere except in like Africa, the Middle East, Iran, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. In yellow, we see it's probably polio free, but it's not certified. So most of Africa is probably polio free. Same with like the Arabian Peninsula and the Middle East. And then in red, where there is still a polio endemic. So there are only 3 countries left which have definitely polio epidemics. So only Nigeria, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. I feel like that's pretty good. I mean, look at that, like 70 years ago when we haven't the vaccine for that. That was probably everywhere red. So we're making progress. And let's just hope that this will turn green in the next few years. Maybe it's even green now. I mean, this map is 6 years old from 2017. Oh, whoa. Actually, no. In yellow, we see countries where polio probably is. It looks like it has gone back to some countries like the US, Canada, the UK, Ukraine, China, and Indonesia. But a lot of Africa got now white. And there is probably no polio anymore in Nigeria, but still in Afghanistan and Pakistan. So actually it came back a little. I didn't expect that. Now we have a map showing in which countries you have freedom of speech. And that looks already pretty disappointing. We have 5 categories. In red we have closed, in orange we have repressed, yellow obstructed, this more light green we have narrowed, and then in this green we have open. And we see the open countries, there really aren't a lot. There are like just Canada, Portugal, Ireland, Iceland, all of Scandinavia, the Baltics, Denmark, Switzerland, Czechia, Austria, Netherlands, Uruguay, New Zealand, and Taiwan. And then the rest is really disappointing. I mean, the US just being narrowed. Same like with France, Spain, Italy, and then the UK being just in the yellow category with obstructed. That's so bad. Same with Poland and Hungary. I mean, Hungary I can see, but Poland? Oh man. But I'm surprised that Armenia is so green. I thought they would be like orange at best. And then the rest of the world, especially Asia, except Mongolia, South Korea, Japan, it really doesn't look too good. Same with Africa. The only green country is Namibia. That's so bad. According to this map, only 3.2% of people are living with true freedom of speech. That's so bad. We really need to change this. Here we actually have a statistic showing the biggest downgrades in 2022. So the biggest downgrades are in Antigua and Barbuda, from open to narrowed, Dominica, Suriname, and Cyprus. Then from narrowed to obstructed, Ghana, Greece, and the United Kingdom. That's so bad, guys. I mean, wow. And then from obstructed to repressed, Guatemala, Lesotho, and Tunisia. And then from repressed to closed, Afghanistan, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Russia, and Tajikistan. Guys, come on. But here we have a statistic with the biggest upgrades. The Bahamas went from narrowed to open, same with the Czech Republic and Latvia. From obstructed to narrowed went Armenia, Chile, and the US. They were last year under obstructed. Oh my god, that's so horrible, guys. I mean, under Trump I can see that, but still. The US really has to get their shit together, reform themselves, and not die. I mean, come on, guys. Obstructed, you call yourself the land of the free. And last year, you were on the same level as like the Ivory Coast. I don't think I have to say anything from that. And then from closed to repressed actually went Burundi, Central African Republic, and South Sudan. At least we have some improvement. Okay, here we have a map showing the top 12 countries with the most YouTube users. Number 1 we have India, almost 500 million users. Then the US with 250, Indonesia and Brazil with almost 140 million. Then Russia with 106 million, and then Japan with 102 million. Mexico with 80 million, then Germany, yeah. Number 8 with 72 million. And then Pakistan, Vietnam, UK and Turkey. So basically the countries that have access to YouTube and a lot of population are in the top 12 most users. What a surprise. I think if YouTube wouldn't be banned in China, China would also be here, but F to all Chinese. And what happened to New Zealand? Do they just swarm around Australia? Oh, okay, interesting. But yeah, you can understand why these countries are here. Countries where the current and former heads of state or government have been assassinated from 1972 to now. In Europe, we have Sweden 1986, Spain with 1973, and we see in Europe and the Americas it's almost nowhere. In Haiti, actually in 2021, the president was assassinated. In some of Africa, especially the north, Arabia, and then this entire region, there have been people assassinated. Okay. Also, the newest one, 2022, Shinzo Abe, the former prime minister. Yeah, prime minister. Yeah, just not good. Political violence is just stupid and isn't democratic and just horrible. The overall results for the CCPI 2023. So basically how well the countries performed in terms of preventing climate change. And you directly see that it really doesn't look too good outside of Europe. In Europe, it's mixed. We have some green countries, some yellow ones, some orange, and a few reds, like Poland, Hungary, and Russia. In Asia, it's pretty much everywhere red. I wonder, India is green. I think they're improving a lot, but are they doing at the moment so well? Okay. Also, Japan and South Korea, I thought they would do better. Also, Canada. Canada is doing horrible, which I'm surprised. The US, I think everyone knows that. But Canada? Come on, guys. You always act like you're much better than the US. Then be better than the US and not that. And we have no very high country on this entire map. At least I can't see any. No, I can't see any. Yeah. This also needs to improve very fast now, and we really can't wait with that anymore. And then like countries like the US, China and Russia are just killing the climate with that, so yeah, they also need to work on that immediately. I think the US is doing it now with like, isn't it the Inflation Reduction Act from Biden, that stuff? But China, yeah, they really need to work on that. Same with Russia, but they have other problems at the moment. Although I think like rich countries like France, UK and Germany, they can really do better than just good or middle. Oh, here we have a map showing the Swedish Empire at its greatest extent. That was 1658. We see it reached from modern day St. Petersburg all the way down to East Frisia. They had like little colonies down here in North Germany, all of Finland, parts of Norway, Estonia, parts of Latvia. Damn, that looked pretty cool. I think they lost all that stuff then in the Great Northern War or something. Like in the decades following it. They lost Finland, the Baltic stuff, and then this stuff in northern Germany, I think they lost to Prussia or something. But it's crazy to imagine that today's little Sweden just wrecked everyone at this time. The African road system. From every highway to every dirt road. I think like these very bright lines represent like highways or more advanced streets, and these red lines are like just dirt ways. So we see that the most developed nations in Africa, like South Africa, Ethiopia, Egypt, isn't even having that many streets, or it looks like all over the country. Okay, yeah, all the population is like around the Nile. And then this entire hole in the Sahara Desert is understandable because you don't need roads through the Sahara Desert, nobody's traveling through it. But Jesus, here in West Africa there are so many roads in comparison to the rest. And I didn't thought that they would even build a highway through like the Congo jungle. That must be super annoying to build through that. Also to drive through it. And then we see it down there, and like isn't that Burundi and Rwanda? They have a lot of streets. Same with Madagascar. Yeah. I also think if you see this map again in like 20-30 years, there will be so much improvement done. I mean, Africa is now really starting to industrialize in the last years, and we'll see major economic growth, and that will also affect how many roads there are built, because you need roads to industrialize. So yeah, I think that's a pretty cool map. Top 10 most livable cities in 2021. So number 10 we have Melbourne in Australia. Also number 10 we have Osaka in Japan, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Toronto, Frankfurt, Geneva, Vancouver, Actually, Canada making 3 times on the list. Number 5, Vancouver. Number 3, Calgary. Never heard of that. Number 3, Zurich. Number 2, Copenhagen. And number 1, Vienna. With 99.1. I mean, 100 is the best, so that's really good. We see all these cities are like from very rich countries. I mean, it makes sense that more rich countries have more livable cities than like poor countries. Interesting. Population in the 17th century. And these numbers are so much lower than they would be today. We see Spain with only 10 million, Portugal with only 3 million, the British with only 14 million, Russia with almost 27 million, Poland, Lithuania 7.5, Austria-Hungary with actually more than the Ottoman Empire, even with almost 26 million. But France didn't really got that many people more. I mean, they doubled and a half, like, from that point to now. But then you compare it to like Spain, I think Spain have like 50 million people, so 5 times more in that time. Yeah, almost 50 million. It's way lower, but interesting. I never really thought of that. Where do penguins live in their natural habitat? Okay, we see off. If this Antarctica or Arctica? I think that's Antarctica, right? Then all the way from the south tip of Argentina, all the way up to even Ecuador and these islands up there. South Africa, south of Australia and all of New Zealand. I really didn't thought they would go up that far south. I didn't think they would be in like Australia and New Zealand. I knew they would be in Argentina, but all the way up to Ecuador, that's pretty far, I feel like. I would like to see that with like ice bears. Maybe something like this? No, that's too much. So this? Maybe. I don't know. EU countries that are pushing to label nuclear power as green energy. In green we have the countries that want nuclear energy as green energy. France with their thousands of nuclear power plants. And a lot of the Balkan, Poland, Czechia, Slovakia and Finland. That's random, I feel like. And in the blue are these that don't want. So basically the rest. Yeah, so Germany, Iberia, the Baltics, Greece, Austria, Ireland, Lowlands, and Sweden. Same for me, I really don't want that nuclear energy is, for some reason, labeled as green. That doesn't really make sense. Alone, the mining for the fission material is super environmentally damaging that it's so much better to go for solar and wind. So I just hope that this won't pass. If you have another opinion, tell me in the comments, and please explain to me why do you think it's green. Thank you. Why is country so... Google autocompletely from Italy from 2022. So, Italy we have... Why is Italy so loved? Beautiful landscape, weather, and incredible food. Why is Austria unfriendly? Why is all of the Balkans poor? Greece bad at football. Portugal cheap. Spain bad at Olympics. Switzerland strict. France hated. Oh, that's mean. Why is Andorra ugly? Are they ugly? Oh, okay. And for Germany, Netherlands and the UK depressing. Oh, also Russia. Ukraine cold. Oh, Lithuania is also depressed, seemingly. Okay, Norwegians are beautiful. That's interesting. Danes are boring. Iceland is expensive. Sweden is dangerous now. Okay. I thought Sweden is one of the most safest countries in the world, but okay. Finland is racist. Since when? Okay. I also thought for Finland they would be very open-minded, which I think they actually are, but okay. And Cyprus is so cheap. Yeah. It's always funny to see that for every country. I saw this map like some time ago from Germany, France, and like Russia, and they have always really different stuff. And for the last, we have US cities with the highest GDP. Okay, so number 15, Minneapolis with almost 300 billion. 14, Phoenix with 315 billion. Number 13, San Jose with 410 billion. Miami with 400 billion. Atlanta with 470 billion. Philly with almost 500 billion. Seattle, same with almost the same. Boston with already 530 billion. That's like the GDP of Poland. Houston with almost the same. Dallas with 600 billion. And now the top 5. Washington with $600 billion. Number 4, San Francisco with 669 billion. Number 3, Chicago with 765 billion. Los Angeles with 1.1 trillion. Oh my god, that's almost the GDP of Russia. And then New York City with 2 trillion. That's more than the GDP of Russia and like half the GDP of Germany. That's crazy. Yeah, really interesting. I think like European maps don't even come close to like the New York with 2 trillion. Maybe Tokyo? I think like Tokyo is like 4 trillion or something. But really interesting to see that some states don't even have a spike, especially like in these flatlands over here. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. You can click on the next video, it will be a similar reaction. Have a great day, bye!